I've created small pieces that go on ice, and I've created pieces that stand just by itself, almost looking like an eggshell, and some that sits on a little pedestal. And then I also created some that's functional. Now this one is, the functionality of it sits in the sturdiness of the piece. It's a round piece. Can you imagine that with some kind of a dip going into it? Like I've so many times used this one just as it is right there. And then of course, my favorite cup for little dessert is this one that I've created over a balloon. And this one is my favorite bowl that I use for either cereal or soup. I have created this slab on my slab roller, and I had some people asking me before, how do I succeed in getting them so smooth? Rolling the slabs out is one way to do it. And at this stage I need 6. That's going to be fairly even because I'm intending to make some of those dessert cups that I showed you a little earlier on. I roll it up to prevent it from getting stretched. Here are 6 balloons that I put up, and I am 100% sure you're going to ask me, how do I create these balloons so that I can deflate them afterwards? So let me quickly show you that. If you're scared of blowing up the balloon by yourself, you can use one of these little toolies. It's a balloon pump that they normally use for children's stuff. So under normal circumstances, you would go in and you would go all the way around with the balloon. Not so when you want to deflate the balloon. You go halfway into it and pull it out like that. So now, when your clay is leather hard, you're going to just literally grab it there, and this one, there you go. You don't put anything on top of the balloon. Sometimes I would put just a spurt of water there, just so that it can get stuck. And I'm taking it fairly much to the middle. And since I want for this to be fairly thick, the clay is much thicker than what I would normally use, because I want for them to be sturdy cups, I'm just going to start stretching the clay. In many instances it may fold. Depending on how carefully you're working, you can stretch this to the point where it will completely go around the piece. Okay, you'll see that I've used this little cup, and I think this cup may be coming too close to the rim right there. So for the moment I'm going to work this in my hand just to bring the clay over to where I want for it to be. This is the time when you're not scared to use water. If you keep stretching it over like this, obviously the form is going to get uneven again. And depending on what you want to do, you can keep it uneven or you can start smoothing it out. See how this one, if I would leave it, I will be able to make a little dart there to where the clay is going to overlap each other. But if I work carefully, then I will not get that. Last little stubborn area to get it smooth off. And once you got it like this, it needs to sit until it's leather hard. If the cup and the clay touches each other too much, then you may want to consider using something else, a smaller little area right there, and the clay will hold the balloon grounded. The key now is to let these pieces become leather hard before you're going to even touch them. Don't let them sit too long because they may crack. It's still a hump mold, so you don't want for them to stay too long on this. But the minute that they're leather hard and be able to sit by itself, that's the time when you can deflate the balloon. Come join us in the handmade porcelain dinnerware group, where we hand out a lot of tips and techniques, But if you're interested in making dinnerware by hand, you are very, very welcome to come join us. Sign up for my class at teachinart.com. Teach in art. If you would separate the words into a few words, you will not be disappointed. See you there.